What's up, guys? This is Not So Hollywood. I am Laci.
And I'm Jess.
And we are back with another episode. I said I meant another episode. This is episode 8 for
Episode
us.
8, guys. Can you believe it? We've made it to number 8.
Can you believe that?
It's dope.
Yeah. And we have a really, really special guest today.
As you can see.
Really special. The hottest girl in the world is sitting to the left of me. And so,
not like you guys already noticed. But
yeah, I feel like they didn't hear a thing we fucking said. They just were immediately looking at her. But anyways, it's the truth. Yeah. So this is my girl Maddy. Maddy is okay. So we met in the most
weird
random. Did I even tell you about this?
How
we
did
met?
you guys meet?
Okay,
It was trippy.
So you guys know Katrina, my girl Katrina. And Katrina, me and her were hanging out, and she's like, my friend's having like a birthday party. Like, do you want to come with me? And I was like, yeah, sure. Don't even know this girl. And so I go to this birthday party. How old? We were like 18, right?
Yeah, we were both 18 at the
18.
time.
And
it was summertime. It was like July.
this is like the same time when I thought your dog was a cat. Same. This was my little party phase.
It definitely was. You were a different person back then.
I know, right? Oh my God. I've calmed down a lot. Woo.
Same.
Anyways, yeah, right?
Yeah.
So I ended up going to this party, and it was one of those things where everybody was like drinking alcohol, but I wasn't really an alcohol drinker as much. I like to smoke weed. So I brought my own weed and I ended up going outside and like smoking weed, and I just got really super fucking lit. And then I drank and I just got really lit. And then I was, I think we just ended up like dancing.
We were in the room. We were in Jessica's bedroom.
Okay. Oh, yes.
Yeah, we were in Jessica's
Oh,
bedroom.
God. We were having a bold fucking conversation.
Bold.
We ended up, we literally just met, but because I was so lit already,
You were just being super
I was
honest,
just being
or
super
what?
honest about everything. And we ended up having this whole conversation about sex, and we talked life.
And you guys
We just met. We just met. And everybody was out partying, and we were just in the bedroom with a couple other girls, but they were kind of like,
They were really drunk.
they were really drunk. So we were the only ones that were really into the conversation. And we ended up having this whole conversation about like boyfriends and like abusive relationships and just all this stuff. And I was like, oh my God, I fucking love this girl. And then we just stayed in contact. And then she's like, there was something else happening for Jessica, like some other thing, like not her birthday, but it was something else. Like she was having another party, and you were like, are you going to Jessica's? I was like, who the hell is Jessica? And she's like, we met at her birthday. I was like, girl, I don't even know her. Like I went because of Katrina.
Oh my God.
So anyways, long story short, we ended up becoming really good friends, and we just stayed in contact since then. And like, she's done so many amazing things, and we've like, I don't know, just always been friends. And I just felt like she was like the perfect person to come on our podcast, because she's been through a lot and she's doing a lot of stuff, and that's kind of like what our thing is about.
Thank you.
And then I introduced them, so now everybody's all in the same loop. Now Jesaiah knows what's up.
Yep.
And I don't know, honestly, every day I just stalk her on Instagram because I'm just like, whoa, what a fucking goddess in the fucking flesh. Like, this girl literally is a perfect looking human being.
Thank you. Damn, I've never been so hyped up. This year is my year of being hyped up.
man.
Jess,
by my
please
people.
tell me that I'm telling the truth, right?
Yes. I mean, you're telling the truth. I think you literally look like if... Okay. All right. I don't want to do comparisons.
Just do it.
Okay. There's this really pretty artist from Romania, because, you know, I'm obsessed with Romanian artists.
Oh, Ina?
Carmen, that Romanian girl. She's like 21. She just had a baby.
Oh, yeah.
You look like a goddess version of her.
Oh.
Yes.
Show her a picture. Do you have your phone?
Yeah, let me get my phone.
I'm going to have to see who this is.
Yeah, let's see if I can find her.
Depending on the day, people compare me to different people all the time.
Like, what do you get compared to? Like, what is some of the people?
Well, The most is Kendall.
Kendall.
Nah. Kendall Jenner?
Because right now, because I'm like smaller right now, I don't think I look like any of them, but I've always been compared
You literally
to
look
the
nothing like the Kardashians.
Okay, thank you. I don't really want to.
I mean, they're beautiful.
They're beautiful,
but you are too, just in a different way. Like you literally naturally look like this.
You naturally look like this.
Yeah, I'm all natural, honey.
Let's see. I'm trying to find a picture that like
everyone
looks
tells
like
me
her.
Don't you look like her? Kind
Yeah,
of.
kind of.
Like she has the.
Oh, she's really pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's.
You
really
look
pretty.
a lot like her. You're prettier than her. Look at that one. That literally looks like you.
People always compare me to like old celebrities. So like from
Really?
the 60s. Yeah. Because and like my photographer, we always like say that like I have a retro face. Like so that's kind of what we build off of when we're doing content.
Is a retro
Vibe.
aesthetic. That's dope.
So
Really
I'm
dope.
like
Yeah.
and like the person I look up to, I mean, should I say now? Or should
Yeah.
I? Audrey Hepburn.
Oh,
100%. Like she's my favorite person. Like
Yeah.
I love Audrey
She's
Hepburn.
amazing.
she's done so much, and like I was always into her look, and even though she was tiny, like I didn't want to be that tiny, but she had just a very different vibe to her, and she was good to people, and she was
Yeah.
Dude, it's so crazy
You know?
because you really loved Audrey Hepburn. I really loved Marilyn, and you really loved Betty Page.
I love Betty Page, but I have this
she's so dope.
big painting of Audrey Hepburn, like really like tatted Audrey Hepburn, giving tattoos to Marilyn Monroe.
That's dope.
Yeah,
that cool?
that's your
That's really
guys'
dope.
spirit animals in tattoo form.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's crazy because I really loved those women. Like, they were really amazing. But at the same time, they, like... I feel like it was just that era where they were... I mean, they were, especially Marilyn and Betty Page especially, were, you know, sex symbols. So was Audrey Hepburn, but she wasn't so...
She was like
She was
wasn't
more of a
so showy.
philanthropist, very, very classy.
she was the girl next door.
Right.
Like she was the sexy girl next door because like I mean she was a mess. She was a hot mess too.
They all were.
But she was just like the subtle, like elegant
Yeah.
girl next door, but she had sex appeal. which
It's
was
almost
dope.
like she literally became her character
She
from
kinda
Breakfast at
did.
Tiffany's.
Yeah, Breakfast at
Like, she
Tiffany's.
really became that person. She wasn't even like her own
with
self.
Cat,
Huh?
with Cat,
with Cat.
cat named
Her cat.
Cat.
The cat named
Really?
Cat. Yeah.
I love
She's great.
Cat.
You know, even when she was older, she actually made a vow to herself never to go over 102 pounds, which is like 47 kilos, I think. She never wanted to go over 102 pounds, and I believe she was like about 5'6" or 5'4", which I think is unhealthy. The
It's
only
very
time she
unhealthy.
ever went over was like when she was pregnant. But up until the day she died, she actually helped with the embryo, the forest and the orangutans.
Yeah.
She helped with
She worked with UNICEF too.
yeah,
and-
UNICEF.
Yeah.
Yeah, she really helped with that. I think she died January 1993.
Yeah.
So that's I don't know when you were born, but
September.
so you could be a recreation.
Dude,
of it.
we're born the same month, same year.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow,
1998.
1998, man.
Your day is you're
14th.
she's the 14th. I'm the 30th.
Coming up.
My brother's the 15th. Luke's the 10th.
Wow,
And your photographer is
The 11th.
the 11th.
really?
So it's all just like, I know so many people that are in September. Virgos and Libras.
Virgos all the way. Libras. Sorry.
Bitch.
Libras,
Sorry, babe.
Virgos. You guys are both Libras, right?
No, she's a Virgo.
Oh, you're a Virgo. Okay, and your boyfriend's a Virgo.
Yeah.
Got it. So, like, what does that mean? Like, do you guys know any more details about that?
What I know, and this is like the funniest thing.
Because I'm sorry, I don't know too much about like the stars and like.
Girl, I'm so into this shit.
Yeah.
I read the shit every day. I'm like so into signs. I don't know.
You're so magical.
But it actually is a Libra thing to be really into
Yeah,
zodiacs.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it is.
cool.
But basically, okay, so technically a Virgo and a Libra is the worst compatibility in a relationship,
A Virgo and a Libra.
which is what my boyfriend and I are. Isn't that hilarious?
Yeah.
But there's a catch. So it says that they're the worst compatibility if, like, in general, you're kind of a weak individual. Like, and they say that the Libra,
which you both are, like,
are
alphas. They're like, they're both very strong people.
Yeah. And they say that the way that it works is the Virgo is like the deciding factor in it. So, like, because the Libra could leave whenever they want, but the Virgo is like, has a hold over it in a way. So it's like, it says something like, basically, that if the Virgo, like, loves you and they decide to be with you, then it works. But if like the Libra just wanted to bounce, it would be over.
And that's how it is with so many other signs too.
Yeah.
Like, my ex-boyfriend was a Cancer, and, like, my moon's a Cancer, so that's where we would connect on things. But it was very much like if I decide that you're the one, you're the one.
Right.
Like, if I want to be with you, I'm going to be with you, because I don't find anyone attractive. Like,
Yeah.
I don't find, like, whether it's physical, emotional, whatever, I don't find anyone attractive. And if I do, it's really, really rare. But if I'm about you, I'm all about you. No one else matters to me. Like, no other guy matters to me.
Yeah.
But
it is different.
Like, he could
it is different, like, depending on your gender too, because there's different traits that Virgo women have that Virgo men
we're very
don't.
motherly. We're very motherly. Like,
Yeah.
I take care of everyone that I care about. You
Yeah.
know? Like,
Yeah.
I got you no matter what, sort of thing. And guys are, like, a little bit more emotional and, like,
Yeah.
Uncontrolled, like, emotion, or like emotional in a passionate sense.
passionate way.
Got it.
Not in, like, a bad way. It's very, like, they care a lot.
They care deeply.
And
Yeah.
it's great because, you know, men in this generation, like, they don't really care that much. Not all of them.
Yeah.
But it's kind of more common than before.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's true. I mean, my boyfriend is a songwriter. You know, he's like, that's an emotional thing in general, to be like, to write about your feelings. We all are, you know. But yeah, they are very emotional in a good way. Like you said, it's like, to me, Cancers are emotional in, like, in kind of a bad way.
They just react.
They just, like, fucking, like, I love my mother, but my mom's a Cancer, and she's very quick to, like, be upset and, like, offended and taking things too personally.
Aren't Pisces like that too? Or, like, do you know anything about Pisces?
Leos are like that. They're like quick to judge.
But they're not. But see, Cancers are more quick to, like, cry, quick to be emotional about it.
God.
Whereas Leos are more quick to be like,
take
fuck
action
you,
on it,
feisty. Like, they're, like, aggressive and kind of rude about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Whereas
crazy.
Cancers, like, kind of victimize themselves.
Oh, yeah, they do. They make everything about the other person in a negative way, even if you didn't do anything. Which I've known a lot of Cancers in my life, so this isn't even just about my ex. This is about, like, everyone that I've met that's a Cancer.
Yeah.
But I mean, everyone has strong points and weak points. So it's like,
of course.
each sign, it's so interesting to learn about the person and, like, what their sign is, and then see their strong points and weak points, because everyone's different. Like,
Yeah,
some
no matter
people
what.
really are so emotional that they're, like,
you can't even handle it. I find that, like, the male, like, okay, for Geminis, for, like,
Geminis are emotionless in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. But that's good. That is a good thing.
And
like,
then they
it's
lose
good.
their shit, like, randomly.
Out of nowhere.
But, like, the women are very extroverted, but the men are very introverted.
Geminis?
Yeah. Like,
I've never met a Gemini guy.
Yeah, I know plenty of them, and they're very, like, shy. All of them. It's crazy. And then all Gemini.
Do I know any people that you know?
Corey, my friend Corey is Gemini. He's very shy. Who else?
I can't stand Capricorn men. If you're watching
Stay off our podcast. No, I'm just kidding.
If you're watching, log off. No, I'm kidding.
I don't know if I know any Capricorn men.
What month is that? I don't even know.
January.
Okay.
My dad.
Oh, you just hated on her dad.
But I love your dad.
Bitch.
I know. But that's
Is
the
he a
thing.
Capricorn?
Yeah, but my dad, I mean, that's what I mean. Like, everyone's different. But my dad, he's also in his 50s, you know, so he's figured out his life.
Yeah.
He's not like a 20-year-old guy or 25-year-old guy that hasn't like figured out anything.
Was he a hot mess back then?
He was really angry and like he used to get into fights. He used to hit my uncle with like golf clubs. Like, it's crazy.
God. See what I'm saying? And then, see what I'm fucking saying?
But like the way he deals with my mom, and like my mom's a Libra, but my mom gets easily offended, and like things just go south with her real fast.
Libras and Capricorns don't work sometimes. Let me just say that.
And my my dad though, he's the type of person to like, no matter what's going on, like it takes a lot to get my dad mad now. But before he was like quick.
Yeah.
But with my mom, he has the most patience with her to be like, okay, if you don't want to do that, it's fine. Like, what do you need? What do you need from me? Let me go take the kids. And it's just like,
that's sweet.
But like, you also have to think about like later in life, some people figure it out, some people don't.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's just like a personal thing.
Yep.
You either have the desire to like get your shit together or you don't.
And you usually figure out if you want your shit together by the time you're 20.
Yeah.
Unless you get addicted to meth and have a no, I'm just kidding.
Have a 10-year fucking crazy phase and you almost die, but it works out.
Everything works out.
Great.
You know, there's no rush, and it's just everyone's life is just a journey at the end of the day.
Has a different course.
Yeah.
So let's actually talk about your journey. Like what?
Yes.
Tell us, what is it that you love to do?
Maddy does a lot of stuff. She has her own company called the Butterfly Project.
Wow.
Which is really amazing, which is like a huge reason why I wanted her on here, but also because she's a makeup artist and a model and a whole bunch of other things. So just kind of go into like what you do and all that stuff.
I
start with kind of like how you began and everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I started in makeup. I've always been addicted to beauty, inner and outer beauty, always. But I started in middle school. I had my dad actually.
Look at her eyelashes.
I mean, they're great. I mean, they're beautiful.
They're falling out now.
No.
But I started in makeup when I was in fifth grade, because I asked my dad to take me to get Halloween makeup. And I remember going to Rite Aid and like getting all these things. And
Rite Aid.
Bruh,
love
shout
Rite Aid.
out.
Sponsor me. And it was a really cool thing because my dad's always been the one to experience it with me. Like he was the one to take me to Victoria's Secret. He was the one to take me to get
really.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, that's amazing.
My dad's very open-minded, and so I started with the Halloween makeup that I had, and I didn't have like a crazy phase with like the blue eyeshadow and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I had to hide myself wearing makeup, so I had like a tinted moisturizer by CoverGirl that doesn't exist anymore. It like
broke your heart.
Yeah. But it was the Aqua CoverGirl Smoothers or something. That's what it was called. And it was basically moisturizer. It was so light, like it didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And so I did that, like a little bit of pink eyeshadow, like baby pink. So like, it was like super sheer. And my mom never noticed I was wearing makeup to school. So like I figured out how to do natural makeup, but just to like enhance my features.
Yeah.
So the only thing I was allowed to wear at the time was mascara. So I like played with it in a way where I could get away with it. And then over the course of a couple of years, like YouTube was my best friend. Like I was bullied for a while because I was the outcast. I was the weird one. I was like, you know,
can you
the
believe
creative
that?
one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, what would people do? Like how were you like bullied?
I remember getting shoved into a locker by a boy that I had a crush on.
By a boy?
That I had a crush on. And then I remember getting made fun of. I remember a lot of like in 4th and 5th grade because I hit puberty in 4th grade. And so I was the first girl with boobs and a butt, and everyone
girl, that was my life.
Sexualized me. Like
me
we
too.
had co-ed gym class. So in the swimming pool, like the guys would grab my legs.
Oh, you felt so uncomfortable.
And then also like you start sweating, like hormones do crazy shit.
Yeah.
And, like you get made fun of for that. And also I was diabetic. So like I remember it's kind of grimy, but like
tell the truth.
Tell us.
5th grade, remember this, like, so the guy that I had a crush on that was like technically like my boyfriend in 5th grade, I remember it was like study hall or something, and he was like, so if you have sex with a diabetic, does like when you like come, does sugar end up on the guy's dick? And I was like, what the fuck?
All right, speaking of sugar on guys' dicks,
So
keep going.
You literally thought.
Yes.
What did you say?
I was so taken back. I'm in 5th grade. I don't know what happened. I don't even know how sex works at that point. I just think people are rubbing up against each other and that's having sex. Like, dead ass. Like,
That's so fucked up to say, though.
So funny.
Fuck you.
Fuck that guy.
But I have been over-sexualized since I was a kid. Like,
Girl, me.
How does that feel? Like,
me.
everything.
Me.
Everything. I wonder if it, like, I mean, our genetics too, like the way our bodies are built.
We're both
too.
Italian.
Italians.
We have boobs.
Shout out.
Booties.
Yeah. So like, but I mean, okay, so this is a big part of why I was bullied and why, you know, I got into like anxiety and depression, but that's also why I got into more creative things. I was told by a couple parents of like my friends that I couldn't wear certain things when I was at their house, like V-necks,
what,
or, like skinny jeans or like leggings, because it like over sexualized me. And then even my own
these
family.
are parents.
Yeah.
The fact that the parents are like
not
even
supportive
or just even looking at you in that type of way is like fucking
weird.
disgusting.
Yeah, like I'm wearing a long V-neck, like not long this way, like long sleeve V-neck. Just, I mean, I'm from Buffalo, New York. It's cold as fuck, like, but I still want to look cute.
Yeah.
And even like my own family, I love them to death.
Yeah.
Not my immediate family, but my grandparents have always been into beauty and stuff like that. And, you know, I have cousins that are tall, blonde, Swedish models. Like,
got it, yeah.
And so I was like the thicker brunette, darker one. And I always felt different with that. And then
did you feel like maybe they thought of you, like they looked at you because of your color and not like your...
Not that, more just size. Like, I've always been a thicker girl. That's why, like, right now I'm smaller. But
what do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean? Like, you're like...
This is like normal, but it's like usually I was like thicker and stuff like that. Not in
when
a way where
when I
was
met
comfortable.
you were so tiny.
Yeah.
You were like a bony.
I was really depressed when you met me too.
Yeah.
Like I was like in a really bad spot. But yeah,
like this girl was like your size. Even though I'm not calling you bony, I'm saying like
I mean,
no, but you were naturally really thin.
but you could tell I wasn't naturally that small.
You know,
oh, okay. So like
I looked sick.
what? Like what's her name? One of the Kardashians, who's the thicker one that she got really thin and
Chloe.
Chloe,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like that vibe, because she's bigger bone naturally, you know.
No,
I was like, I just looked like a different person.
more like Kendall.
Yeah,
You
but
were-
like,
But like unhealthy.
Healthier looking.
like
Yeah.
you could see every bone in my shoulder,
Yeah.
like collarbone, like my face.
So when you're
Like she was wearing baggy clothes and still looked really small.
Mm-hmm.
really,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, so you're. I mean, when you got depressed, like, were you not eating? Like, you just felt really bad.
I was throwing up anytime I ate.
Oh
like,
man, yeah.
On purpose.
No.
Just like
really?
your
My
body was
couldn't take
rejecting
it.
because you were so upset.
And I was
Wow.
so stressed, and like the relationship I was in at that time, especially, like there were so many other things going on. There's certain details that like I'm going to save for the project down the line.
Of
just
course,
because they are
yeah.
more intense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're more than like. Please stop us.
Yeah.
if like you
don't have
feel
to-
comfortable.
yeah, whatever
answering
you wanna
anything.
say.
Like,
No, I'm like comfortable talking about it. I just want to like make sure I say it in the
Right
most
way.
correct way, because I know so many girls deal with the same issue.
Yeah.
mhm.
But at the time, like I was single when you met me.
Yeah.
Because we were broken up for a couple months, and that was some of the like hardest months of my life, because I was figuring out, okay, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Like, who do I want to be? Do I want to be this like scared girl? Like, I'm thinking about what he's doing 24/7. Like, who is he hooking up with someone? Like,
How long were you like in this relationship for?
4 years.
4 years.
And
Wow,
it was
it's a long time.
yeah, and it's
Because you're so young, you know. It's like
16
Yeah.
to 20.
that's. I
And
mean, that's a huge part of your life.
Yeah.
that's a growth period.
Huge.
And
Yeah.
like, I could have taken it.
You were probably
one way or
like
the
5
other.
different girls in the period of that time. You
and
changed so much.
My body always fluctuates based off of how I feel. Like
Yeah.
and also like it doesn't help and I know a lot of girls deal with the same thing where it's like when you're happy you start eating again, and like, you know, then you're like, oh, but now I'm getting like too big or whatever. And it's like, you don't have to think about all that. Like, don't think about that. Just do what makes you happy. Like, take care of yourself 100%. Like, I'm type 1 diabetic. Like, I have to do a lot more. And by the way, type 1 is not the same as type 2.
Not
Tell us the difference.
Same.
Like, what is the difference for our audience members who don't know? Like, how old were you when, like, how did you get diabetes? This is the
craziest story.
And this is all connected to, like, why I do what I do as well, because I'm so big on, like, just being open and taking care of yourself and, like, just saying, like, fuck you to anyone that doesn't respect you.
Right.
Especially with everything I've gone through with, like, my past relationships. But this, like, I was diagnosed in 2008, so I was 9 years old. And it's crazy. I remember everything so vividly too. Like, it can usually be genetic. Like, type 1 and type 2 can be genetic, but the difference between type 1 and type 2 is type 1 is juvenile, so a lot of people are born with it. Type 2 is more so like, it could be genetic as well, like I said, but usually if you're like unhealthy or like you're overweight, or if you're like been a smoker your entire life, it's something that you can like get
yeah,
based off of how you're living.
So that's what my dad has, type 2.
Yeah, and it's just as scary. Like, they're very different forms, but at the end of the day, like, you have, like,
it's all about the insulin,
right?
Yeah,
the way you eat, that sort of thing.
Whereas type 1, there's not really like a reason. There's no like cure, like reason why necessarily.
No, type 2 you can at least like manage with food and, you know,
and
your
diet.
Yeah.
And type 1, you're like, why the fuck am I like this?
Yeah, and you can't change anything with diet. Like, I've had so many people try to cure me and be like, oh, if you just eat this plant, you'll be cured. And I'm like, don't tell me that. Like,
literally, that's not how it works.
Trust me. Like, no.
Yeah.
And, or like, if you eat this or you do an all plant-based diet, I'm like, trust me, I've done everything. Like, knowing it wouldn't work, but like, trying different things. Like, I've always been, like, I was vegan one time, I was vegetarian, like, I've done everything. But it's crazy. Like, it makes you realize how grateful you should be for your life.
Yeah.
Because the point that I got to was, if I waited an extra couple hours, I wouldn't be here that day.
She's been in the hospital and like
really?
crazy shit's happened.
I was in intensive care for 2 days.
When you were little?
When I was diagnosed with it. I was literally faking being sick because I didn't want to go to camp because I was so tired.
Are you kidding me?
And I ended up in the ICU that day because I was just tired. Your body gets run down. Like, I was eating everything. I was drinking everything.
Tell her the fluctuation of your blood sugar number. This is insane.
So you're supposed to be like 90 to 120.
That's like a good blood sugar.
I was, and like, okay, it stops reading your blood sugar on a regular glucose meter after 600. 600 is high. Like, you can start feeling your muscles start to get tight. Your blood gets thick.
You can start going mentally insane.
Whoa.
And when my dad was in the hospital, he was at 460, which
That's
is
so
still
crazy.
It's really high,
really bad, really
but
bad,
at least
really
you can,
bad.
like, take it down. I was in the 1,000.
Yes.
As a 9-year-old?
Yeah.
Yes.
It doesn't even matter as a 9-year-old, just anyone.
In general.
Like,
I mean,
you die like
instant. I mean, like, you're supposed to die.
Yeah.
I lost 10 pounds in 2 days, like, towards the point where, like, I was getting really bad. And it just, there's so much science that goes into it, like, so.
And then tell her how low you were, because she went from the thousands to really low in a matter of a couple days, right?
I went to 20.
Yeah.
Oh,
which is also like
terrible.
Death out and die,
you know, on the other side of the spectrum.
And it was like, I remember hallucinating and being in the hospital, and like, I was literally telling my friends the other day that I remember his name. His name was Derek, and he was in the ICU with me trying to put the IV in my arm, and he couldn't find a vein because that's how dehydrated I was. No matter how much water I was drinking, it just was going right through. And I remember everything, but like, I remember seeing my great grandma in the hospital with me, and she hadn't passed away yet. It was another 1.5 years until she passed away. she was there, like, in my head. And
oh my God,
they were like, don't fall asleep, you can't fall asleep, like, otherwise you're gonna go into a coma, like, trying to scare me. And I remember looking at the time, and like every hour felt like 2 seconds. Like, time was passing, and like I couldn't keep track, and I was tired, and I was like, I literally told them, I was like, I don't care what happens, like, I want to go to sleep. Like, at 9 years old, like, you just like, I want to go to sleep, I'm hungry. Like, I wasn't allowed to eat for 3 days. It was crazy. And then they had me be on the phone with my brothers to basically say goodbye just in case.
Oh, God.
And so that was really scary. And my brothers were in high school and middle school at the time. So they were at home alone, just like, what's going on, you know? And then, so that was a huge change in my life. Like, my life changed at that point where I was like, okay, like, fuck this shit. Like, I'm so glad that I'm here. Because there's so many things that could have just happened and gone wrong. Like, a couple hours more and I would have been dead, which is crazy. So
what ended up being like the saving factor?
What do you mean?
Like, you didn't die. So what?
So I was getting really, really angry because when your blood sugar's high, you get angry, and like, you're also hormonal. Like, I was about to get my period for the first time too, like a couple months later.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was a really tough year. I got my tongue cut that year, and then I got...
What do you mean tongue cut?
It was attached to my gums, so like, it would have pulled all my teeth out. Yeah,
they pulled your teeth out?
It would have pulled my teeth out if I didn't get it cut. So the same year all this happened. But yeah, that was like the start of when I wanted to like work with kids with diabetes for a long, long time. And then a couple years later, like, this is all things that like people know about me that are like close to me.
Yeah.
I was anorexic for a couple of years. And so when I recovered from that, I like noticed like the mental shift that you go through when you come out of it. Cause it's, you're in a mental state to have an eating disorder.
Yeah.
And it's not just like, oh, I don't want to eat today. Like, it's not like that at all. I literally started it because I was overweight for a 6th grader. I wasn't. It was just like my body figuring itself out. And so I started like exercising and over exercising, and then not eating enough, and like counting calories and like cutting down. Like, every time I could do less calories, it was like a goal accomplished. But when I recovered from it, I started helping girls that went to school with me, and like on Instagram, I had a fitness Instagram. I was actually trying to find it the other day. But it got really intense because there was one girl that passed away that I was helping, and her sister reached out to me to basically say like she was just so far gone that, you know, she passed away. And it was so like, it was eye-opening to me, like, this shit's crazy.
Oh my God.
But I've always been into like helping people and connecting with them based off of what I've been through. So, and I'm from a small town where people don't talk about anything real.
Yeah, I mean, like, Buffalo, New York is pretty, you know.
And especially the girls I was going to school with, like, some of them hated me, but they respected me after I helped them, because I was like, I don't care how you feel about me. Like, I want you to be healthy and good. So that was like
what grades was what like, is this still in middle school?
This is end of middle school.
Jeez.
6th grade to 8th grade, and then freshman year I gained 50 pounds and I lost my hair.
You lost your hair? How'd you lose your hair?
Malnourishment. After a while, your body just, you know, I don't know if you guys saw the Eugenia Cooney.
Yeah.
She didn't lose her hair, which is insane, but like, my hair thinned out to the point where like the full thickness of my head was like this all together in a ponytail.
Wow.
Yeah. It was really bad. And so gaining 50 pounds from being like 98 pounds at this height, like, I've been this height since 4th grade.
How tall are you?
5'5".
Oh my God. 98 pounds.
So that's Audrey Hepburn size.
Yeah.
I mean,
like, you see what I'm saying? Like, she was really small when I met her.
Yeah.
So small.
Yeah. And now
I'm 135.
See, way more healthy.
Yeah.
That's a healthy weight for 5'5".
Yeah.
You're tall.
And people are like, you don't look like you're 135. I was like, no, my body thankfully carries it well now. I mean, like, I'm almost 21. Like, it's figuring itself out. But I've been through so many things with my body. And then, like, at the same time, like, the next year after I gained those 50 pounds, my hair fell out. I was moving to LA. To me, LA is like blonde Barbies and like skinny girls and stuff like that. So I was terrified. And I came out here, And I just somehow figured it out. Like, there's healthy food out here, and
so much healthy food.
Way more like options when you need food and you want healthy food. Like, even when I've gone out of town just to like, you know, Texas where I'm from, and then, or I've gone to Ohio, even like where my boyfriend's from, it's like there are no fucking options. Like, all you get is McDonald's and fucking like Cracker Barrel. That's it. Like, that's it. There's no...
Cracker Barrel's pretty good.
Cracker Barrel's fucking lit, but that's not the point.
I'm so thankful for my mom, though. Like, in my old town that I'm from, she started a food co-op. So it's like all like local organic food.
Really?
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, so anytime we go back, we go to the food co-op. Shout out.
Wow.
Shout out,
good
mama.
for you, Mom.
Shout out to my mama. But now they have like a juice bar and like a sushi place in my old town.
Wow.
And I haven't been back since. Like, I saw the co-op, but it's cool because it's supporting local farmers.
Yeah.
Any meat, it's grass fed and like no hormones. And I grew up like that, so I've always eaten healthy. My mom just somehow figured out how to keep us healthy.
Yeah.
But now it's like in LA, it's way easier if you want to, like, if you have diet
you have
restrictions,
way more
if
options.
you have anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, all those things. And like,
and then, so in the midst of all this, you started your thing called the Butterfly Project. So tell everybody like what that's about, because it's pretty amazing.
So the Butterfly Project kind of goes in like, so the butterfly for me came from when I was anorexic, and I actually have a butterfly story. So like, I've always loved butterflies, just because they're beautiful, they're innocent, they're
and you know what it
different.
means. You know what it means when you see a butterfly, right? Well, specifically a monarch butterfly, and I have been seeing them a lot. Like, they've come up. Literally the other day, a monarch came right up and landed on my hand.
Whoa!
And it's a spiritual experience, because when you see a monarch, when an animal's like connecting to you and it's flying around you and it won't leave or something, especially when it comes and lands on your hand. But a monarch butterfly, specifically a monarch, literally means a sense of change, and it's a spirit coming to protect you. There's an actual...
That's actually really cool.
There's an actual definition. I'm going to look it up. Monarch... God damn it. Monarch butterfly... meaning. Okay. It symbolizes transformation and rebirth. The monarch butterfly symbolizes rebirth and a new life. They bring change, transformation, and new opportunities. Therefore, a monarch butterfly flying around might be a sign that you need change. And literally, did I not go through the most insane change lately?
Yep.
Like, I went from being going to like fucking anxiety attacks like every day to being very super manic. And I'm so, I mean, and you guys can even look back on like even our first podcast and like stuff like that. I was just going through, I mean, you can even see them in my movements. I'm very like jittery. I even watched back and I was like, oh my God. Even my leg was just like fucking shaking, like always, just constantly being crazy. And I went through recently just the most insane mental change where like I feel like relief, I feel calm, I feel like I can handle things now. And so if you guys see a monarch butterfly, know that like some good shit's happening, because change is good. We had this idea that change is so bad, and the reason why we feel change is bad is because it's the unknown. We don't know what that looks like in every aspect of our life, but it's always a growth period. It's always good. Change is really good.
The butterfly, I feel like, as a symbol, a lot of girls connect with anyway, just because it is like
it's a feminine
growth.
You know, I remember growing up and being like there are tramp stamps, and like I was like, why do so many girls have butterflies? It's like tramp stamps.
Yeah.
So 2000. Shout out.
All the girls that have them now are like, fuck.
Yeah, I know. God damn.
Yeah.
But
thank God I didn't get one.
I know. But butterflies have always meant something to me, especially after my grandma and my great aunt passed away, because they both have the same last name, which is Mamoon. They're on my grandma's side.
And that's what's on your tattoo. It's really pretty.
Thank you.
Really pretty.
They always were into butterflies, and like, I don't know, I was like their twin. And so the Butterfly Project focuses on like women's body issues, as well as like talking about sexual assault, talking about abusive relationships, talking about body dysmorphia, like everything. And even crazier things, like talking about real shit that's going on in politics right now, like abortions and miscarriages, and like how it's like the woman's fault and stuff like that. Like, no, it takes two to tango.
Okay, so it's called the Butterfly Project.
And they're on social media, and you basically you guys basically just have like an open conversation about all the stuff going on.
That's amazing.
And women share their stories and stuff like that.
It's gonna be, so we incorporate creatives, and like, I love fashion, I love makeup, so I love inner and outer beauty. But the visual series is coming out in a couple months. We're having a party in September for my 21st birthday.
Which we're coming. You're coming
to it. So they'll have content to show you.
Sorry, we're inviting ourselves, but
no, she invited. We're coming.
Okay.
You guys already have the invite. But we're working on like the visual series and everything, because I've had it for 2 years. But doing it yourself, like, I didn't know how hard it was to like put everything together to get people to believe in you and stuff like that. And so the past 6 months, it's all I've been working on behind the scenes. So I wasn't posting
she's
anything.
posting hot pictures of herself. She's working on women empowerment.
Yeah, because
this bitch.
I'm proud of my body. Like,
yes. I'm proud of your body.
She's here. She's killing it. She's, you know,
she's been through a lot.
She's been through a lot, but there's so many other women that are scared to talk about sexual assault and everything like that. And like, I've had my fair share of like trusting people that I knew my entire life that touched me, you know? And that's
girl, we've been there.
Yeah. And so many, like, my mom never talked about it until I shared with her.
Isn't that interesting?
Wow.
I think it's amazing what you guys are doing with the Butterfly Project, because a lot of these girls don't even have like families that they can talk to, even their moms. Like I know for a fact, personally, like my family we used to be very reserved and stuff, so we didn't really share a lot of that stuff, and it's important for young girls to have somebody to listen to
and to ask about sex. Like, it's not even like, I had questions when I was going through, like, when I first got my period, like, how to use a fucking tampon, like, and stuff like that.
Bro.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, figuring stuff out like that, and like people being honest and talking about like what's normal with sex. Like, are you allowed to say no? Like, yes, like
100%.
and stuff like that. And like, no means no too. Like,
sex without consent is rape. Period. Everyone listen to this. Sex without consent is rape. If they did not say okay, and that's why girls, specifically girls right now, this is why it's really important. When you are in a situation with a guy or with a girl, whatever you got going on, girl, you're in a situation where you feel like sex is about to happen, and we know we're very intuitive. Women are very intuitive. We know sex is about to happen. You need to have this conversation with the guy. Do not feel uncomfortable to talk to them about a very, very serious thing, because this can end up in jail time. This can end up in a very serious mental fuckery for the rest of your life.
This could be pregnancy.
This could be STDs. This is very, 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 very important.
And it's hard, you know, like I know like there's a lot of you in this situation where you're like in that moment and you're like, oh, well, what if I say something, maybe they won't like me anymore.
Definitely.
It doesn't matter. Honestly,
your mental stability is way more important than their likeness of you.
Exactly.
And it doesn't matter if they don't respect you. And I know it's hard, especially if you're in high school or whatever. And
you feel like you love this person,
or you feel like you have to because all your friends are having sex.
Right.
Like,
you felt
like
pressured.
I had to. So I tried, and my body literally told me no. Like, you're not gonna do this with this person. And listen to your body. Like, I've had to. I mean, for so many reasons, I've had to listen to my body. Listen to not only your mind but your body. If your body is rejecting something or like saying no, like
you gotta listen.
Yeah.
And I'm serious. Like, practice this conversation in the mirror. Practice this with a friend. And they don't teach you this, but it's just so important, because when you're with this person and you are about to do adult things, you need to have an adult conversation. Like, hey, have you been tested?
Yep.
Hey, are you on birth control? Are we going to wear a condom?
Yep.
am I okay with this? Here are things I'm not okay with. Like, hey, do not, I don't want you to be on top of me. Like, I'm serious. Like,
I have things that whoever, I'm with, I have to tell them, like,
right.
For my situations, like, I don't like to feel like you're on top of me and like,
I don't want to feel dominated.
Yeah. Because I had that with a situation in the past, like when I had dealt with my sexual assault, like it sticks with you. It's muscle memory.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be triggered while you're having an
intimate moment. Yeah. It's like nothing against them.
No. I'm not coming I'm not coming out harshly. I'm kind of like being passionate about it because of the seriousness of it,
Totally.
And it happens to so many people, like not even just girls.
No. Literally the other day, like someone I've known for years, a guy, told me that from age 6 to 14, he was molested multiple times throughout the week, every week, all those years, and had and broke down like as if it just happened. And that is the reality. It happens to all of us, not everybody, but it happens to a lot of people, and it's crazy how much it's not talked about for how serious and common it is.
And it sticks with you, like,
yeah.
And know that if people talk to you about it in confidence, don't spread that. That's for someone to tell at their own time,
right?
And with Butterfly, like we have people that talk to us all the time about like their own situations
anonymously,
and it gets heavy. It definitely gets heavy, but we've all been there, and like we figure out a way to take it out to the world creatively. So like that's what the visual series is going to be.
Wow.
Amazing. And incorporating women of all sizes, all races.
Yes.
We need to support each other, and that's the biggest thing about the Butterfly Project, especially living in LA. So many girls just hate each other when they look at each other because like they're like, oh, she's pretty, like I hate her. Like, why can't you just be like, you're dope, like, you don't know me, so like let's talk, let's get to know each other, let's support each other. Like,
that's why I'm like, this bitch is hot as fuck.
You guys aren't listening to a single thing we're saying, but
it's all right. I know, fine. It's all good.
It's all right.
But it grinds my gears because like I definitely have had that mindset too, where I'm like, ugh. But I'm like, why do I feel insecure right now? Why does social media, that's
a me problem, not a you problem. Yeah.
And then I have to check myself and be like, okay, this is just a mindset I was put in by society.
Yep.
But I'm really cool with you. Unless you did something to purposely hurt me or fuck me over.
And the truth is, our insecurities, and this is a hard reality that I've recently come to terms with, is our choice. We choose to feel so negatively about somebody.
Yep.
No one's forcing that upon us.
Nope.
We chose that. So, and that's not a bad thing. It's an eye-opening feeling. It's like, okay, you know what? I choose to like you.
Yeah.
And I choose to think of all the amazing things about you versus the things that I don't like. And that's good relationship advice too, because it's easy to get caught up in what you feel you want to change about a person. Think about all the things that made you love them.
Yeah.
And the things that you like about them, and your friends too. Like, even, sometimes like it was kind of an older generation thing where they're like, they talk about the one thing they don't like. Oh, that person's like, they're a smoker.
Yeah.
They put that label on somebody.
It's generalizing someone.
Right. Okay, they smoke, but you know what? They're amazing with kids. They're amazing at their job. They're so kind. They welcome you every time they see you. Like, start to think, just experiment. The people that really bother you, start thinking about the things you like about them, because honestly, all those negative things you're thinking affect you, not them.
Definitely.
And you can't let anyone's energy fuck up your vibes ever.
Invite them to your energy, and if they think of it as like a Facebook event, like how I was telling you the other day.
Yeah.
Think of it like a Facebook party event. You know how it's like yes, no, or maybe. So they want to invite you into their sadness, their negativity, and we want to.
Misery loves company.
Exactly, misery loves company. But honestly, the best thing you could do is invite them to your thing. Invite them to your company. Invite them to your party. Vibes. Add them to your Facebook event. If they want to come to your party, then awesome. If they don't, then you don't need them there.
That's right.
They made their decision to stay in that negative mindset. But you know.
And I think what we should do now, first of all, I really appreciate you being on our podcast. Everyone, please go check out the Butterfly Project. Get involved. Tell your story. Maddie's got a great thing going. I know you guys just want to go freaking like all her pictures and comment like heart eye emojis because wow. But I
mean, your story is amazing. Seriously,
but it's incredible that she's doing everything she's doing with everything she's been through, and we just love having women like you on our podcast. This is like eye-opening for me. To finish up our podcast, we have a snack, and we're gonna do a Woman Crush Wednesday. So let's show a snack today. Speaking of sugar,
we have it's upside down.
Oh shit.
Swiss rolls,
the famous. All right, we're not even gonna talk. We're just gonna fucking go ham.
Yeah,
I'm so happy. This brings me back to my childhood.
You used to eat these when you were a kid, or what?
Open it.
Yeah, this is like
we ASMR.
Some ASMR.
I'll just take one of y'all's. Yeah. Unless you want both. You want both? Take both. You want both? No, just one. If I can just fucking get it. Okay, ready? Uno, dos, tres.
Yep. Okay.
Oh my god. Holy shit.
I give it a 10.
Oh my god.
I'd smash.
15.
I'd smash.
I'd fuck.
I'd smash.
This is mad good.
I had to pick up the microphone.
Use the word mad. Because that's like a East Coast thing, right? Like, that's mad cool.
Super cool.
Okay, Woman Crush Wednesdays. Jess, your turn.
I went first last time. It's your turn.
Oh my god.
I'll go fucking first.
Go first.
Okay. Going back to what we were saying in the beginning.
Yeah.
My woman crush is 9 million times over and over and over again. That didn't make sense. Gonna be Audrey Hepburn.
Yeah.
Audrey Hepburn.
I would definitely have a real ass talk with her.
Yeah.
Dude. And she's super, super bomb.
Dude, she's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, Audrey Hepburn's amazing.
Always. She will always be.
Number one.
Number uno. How about you, Laci? What's your woman crush Wednesday?
My woman crush Wednesday this week is I gotta think about it for a sec. You go.
My woman crush Wednesday. Honestly, since we were talking about it, I'm gonna say Betty Page.
Okay, true.
Did I do Betty Page already? No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
I did. Fuck.
You gotta do someone else.
Damn it. Okay. I don't know.
We just loved on so many women. How do we keep going? You know who I'm gonna fucking give my woman crush Wednesday to? It's fucking Kim Kardashian. Here's why.
Dude.
Here's why. We were having this conversation last night. Everyone loves to fucking hate on the Kardashians. They're the most hated bitches in this industry, and yet the fucking richest, and yet the most fucking successful, and the hottest bitches. So literally all of you can suck my fucking fat ass dick right now, because for the people, the haters, because Kim Kardashian, first of all, the younger sister, Kylie's a fucking billionaire, so let's just say that.
Insane.
But she's our age. Okay.
Yeah,
wow.
We're eating Swiss rolls, and she's got $1 billion in her account.
She's got 10 billion.
Yeah.
10 billion.
10 billion Swiss rolls. And here's the thing. Kim built the empire for all of them. Like, she was the originator for all of them. And I just want to give a shout out to Kim because, first of all, I love her style. I think her style is so dope. She literally changed the way that women want to be, like, their bodies. Like, that whole skinny thing was the vibe forever. And Kim Kardashian was the first one to really come out and be like, you know what? Having big tits and having a big ass is cool. Yes, she's gotten some work done, but she's always had big tits. She's always had a big ass. She just kind of maybe enhanced a little more, but she's the one that, like, the whole curvy thing like really started from her. I think she really changed the movement of way that women want to kind of view themselves. And I think embracing your curves is amazing. And I just think she's amazing and killing it. And her and her husband have the cutest fucking babies.
So cute.
So cute.
Saint is gonna be a saint,
dude.
I mean, not a saint. He's gonna be a fucking devil.
Chicago,
I know,
is the most beautiful baby I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. Like, all 4 of them are gorgeous, and just shout out to her living her best life. I cannot even begin to express my anger for people that hate on them so much.
All I gotta say is women are so bomb in so many ways. Like, I deadass look at girls and I don't look at guys.
Same.
I could give less of a fuck about if a guy looks cute.
Jess is like, I can relate.
I can relate.
No, but like, if a girl has dope style, if she's got dope makeup, if she's just dope naturally, like,
I'm like, hell yeah.
I'm like, let's go.
Yeah, man.
Let's be friends.
Go ahead, Jess.
All right. So since we're on like these power women confident thing, I think my woman crush Wednesday would be you, Laci.
Shut up.
Because you have gone, like, this whole year has been crazy for everybody.
Yeah.
Like, the whole year is like retrograde, but like, I just, like, in this last week or so, you've so much like inspired me, and like I've seen like just you just embracing yourself, and you're so zen right now, and I just, you know, I just love you to death, and you're like the biggest inspiration.
Oh my god,
you, seriously, you give me the confidence how to be a bad bitch, you know, like like in a good way. Yeah, you know. So I love you. You're my woman crush Wednesday, because you're killing it. You're a fucking hustler. You're always doing your best. You're always trying to do some like business. You're just always doing what you got to do, and that's amazing.
Thank you.
I love you.
I love you too. Oh my god.
Yeah, man.
I take back Kim. I say Jesaiah. And Maddy. Maddy's my woman crush Wednesday every fucking day. The only bitch I stalk on Instagram. I literally stalk Maddy more than Kim Kardashian.
That's so
dead
funny.
Ass.
That's I'm like fucking goal that I just achieved.
A goal, man.
Dude, I'm telling you. Every time she posts, even on her stories, like the only thing I can ever respond is like, you are literally unreal. That's all I say. I'm like, you're unreal.
Unreal.
Literally, that's the word. That's the word I use the most when describing her, is unfucking real.
I'm ready to turn 21, guys.
Dude, yes.
That was my birthday present.
We gotta celebrate. Well, happy almost birthday to you both. This is gonna be an amazing year. Yeah. We're all killing it. And like, again, Maddy, thank you so much for coming on our podcast.
Thank
Seriously.
you.
Give them your social media to all your stuff.
Yes. So my normal page, like my personal page, is at Maddy Aiken, MADDYAIKEN.
We'll link it below.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then the Butterfly Project definitely has to be linked, because it's the Butterfly Project, but it's PROJCT, not ECT.
Oh yeah, yeah. We'll put what we'll do is we'll put it on that.
Yeah, because someone took the Butterfly Project, but
fuckers.
I tried to get it and they did not want to give it to me. But it's okay, because ECT is doper. So
yeah,
there you go.
There we go.
And I'm at Laci Mercede.
And I'm Jesaiah.
And our podcast is at Not So Hollywood Podcast. And thank you. Happy Woman Crush Wednesday. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Bye. Bye, guys.